Can you imagine being forced to leave your family to start over somewhere new? Well, that's what happened to thousands of Cuban kids during the Cold War, leaving almost everything behind for a new life in the United States. After years of bitter fighting between Cuban military forces and rebel fighters for control of the country, in January 1959, Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista fled the country, and communist revolutionary Fidel Castro came to power. Worried that Castro's government might do away with patria potestad, a law that gave parents the right to raise their children, many Cuban families began to think the unthinkable and considered sending them away. Determined to help, James Baker, headmaster of Havana's Ruston Academy, and Monsignor Brian Walsh, a Catholic priest working in Miami, came up with a plan to smuggle what they thought would be hundreds of children out of Cuba and into the United States. It turned out to be thousands. With the cooperation of the American press, which agreed not to publish details of the secret evacuation, and the U.S. State Department, which provided special visa waivers, Operation Pedro Pan saw more than 14,000 kids aged between 6 and 18 escape Cuba between 1960 and 1962. The children arrived on U.S. soil with just a single bag of belongings and a belief that they would soon return home. Most were taken in by relatives or friends. Others were placed in Catholic orphanages or fostered by American families. Operation Pedro Pan came to an end in 1962, when the Cuban Missile Crisis made air travel between Cuba and the United States impossible. More than 8,000 Cuban children were unable to return home and be reunited with their parents. Approximately 60% were placed in the care of the U.S. government. Some were transported to a makeshift shelter at a U.S. military base and to cities across the nation. Most lived with foster families or were sent to boarding schools across 35 different states. And some became lost in the system. Pedro Pan was kept secret for many years. Few Americans outside southern Florida even know what happened. What conditions do you think would drive parents to send their children away to safety?